Hello everyone. I am here today to do another thing that's like a little off topic, but then again, what is it that I do that's on topic sometimes, I feel? Anyways, I want to talk to you guys about season 4 of the TV show Lucifer today, and I have a lot of thoughts. You may have guessed because I'm doing a TV show review, which I think I've only done one other time when the Gilmore Girls revival came out on Netflix. So I guess you can thank Netflix for these things that I like to do, kind of. Anyway, it'll make sense. I started watching the first season of Lucifer when it first came out. I was watching it like once a week when it came out during that year when I was in school. And then, senior year kind of happened. I kind of lost track of it around the middle of season 2. Didn't really see any of season 3, though I was keeping up with the show. And then I heard that it got canceled. And as it kind of happens, it was right when I was getting back into it and watching part of season 2. And then they were like, it's canceled. And I was like, no, they can't cancel it because I need Tom Ellis in my life. Because I don't know if you've seen the cast of this show, but all you have to do is look at them and they are just so pretty. They're just, across the board, all of them are just really pretty. So I was really sad, and then there was this amazing campaign online, #SaveLucifer, and it brought back Lucifer on Netflix for a 4th season. If you don't know, Lucifer, as the name suggests, is a TV show based off a graphic novel series that is in part written by Neil Gaiman about the devil, Lucifer Morningstar, kind of abandoning hell and coming to vacation and live in Los Angeles. And he he partners with a police detective named Chloe Decker, and he begins to solve crimes. And while that on the surface sounds like a really boring, kind of weird police procedural, what I've always loved from this show from the beginning is that it's kind of on the weird side, and it's also very self-actualized, because it's a lot about Lucifer as the devil. Like, he begins therapy in the first episode and does not use therapy as therapy works at all, but it's very philosophical in a really weird and really funny way that also happens to have the police procedural drama involved. But sometimes I really do feel like the police procedural takes a back seat to the character growth and development that happens, and just like the hilarity that ensues, which I really enjoy, because I definitely feel like the police procedural is, it's everywhere and it's kind of been done to death. Right before I started my rewatch of Lucifer, I rewatched all 12 seasons of Bones on Fox. Available now, streaming on Amazon Prime. And so I do love the genre, but there's something about Lucifer that makes it a little bit different, a little bit funny, and I really, really love it. The problem with it coming back on Netflix, if such a thing exists, is that it's only 10 episodes. Whereas when it was on Fox, we got 22 episodes a season. And that's a significant drop off in my ability to stare at Tom Ellis, who is often shirtless and or pantsless, and is just beautiful. And like I said, a lot of people on that show are beautiful. So they're really nice to look at. And so when I heard that Netflix was bringing it back, but it was only going to be 10 episodes, I was really, really, not upset, but just sad, because I wanted more of this show in my life. I cannot stress strongly enough how amazing the cast of this show is. Even when it was on Fox, and the seasons would be extended, I love every single supporting member of this cast. Obviously, there's Lucifer, the devil, there's Chloe Decker, the police detective that he's partnered with, and on some other shows that have, 2 main, maybe will they, won't they, romantic leads, main characters, and there's a supporting cast around them, and sometimes you care about them, sometimes you don't. I often find that I'm not the kind of person that gets super invested in side characters, but that is not the case with Lucifer at all. Whether it's his therapist, Chloe Decker's daughter, her ex-husband, Lucifer's brother Amenadiel, the demon Maze, who kind of is this fiercely ferocious female demon who is amazing. And then later on in the series, a girl named Ella, who's the forensic scientist for the police department. Every single one of those characters I would die for. Even Chloe's ex-husband, Dan, who is not really likable in the first couple of seasons. Like, they all get this incredible emotional material to work with, and they're all really amazingly written, and the actors playing them are just so good at bringing these characters to life. Like, the casting director on this show deserves like a bajillion medals. It's one of those few shows where, like, I don't think I really even need Tom Ellis as Lucifer, Chloe Decker, whatever, to be in an episode, and it could be entirely about Maze or entirely about Dan. Some characters that come in later on, and they're all just fan-flipping-tastic, and I love them so much. So when I heard that we were only going to get 10 episodes, I was like, but where are all these great episodes that were focusing on other characters gonna go? Like, how is this gonna change the tenor of the show? This is where we're kind of gonna get into some spoilers for seasons 1 through 3. I'm not gonna spoil season 4, so if you haven't seen that yet, you can stick around. But if you are worried about being spoiler for seasons 1 through 3, you might want to end this here and please go watch them all on Netflix, and then request more seasons of it on Netflix, and let's just keep hashtag saving Lucifer forever, because it's amazing. Anyway, I was doing this massive rewatch for season 3, and all of a sudden I started to realize how much of a drag season 3 felt like. Like, I felt like I could skip multiple episodes, and it didn't further the plot. I wasn't interested in the plot. It just was being dragged on and on and on, and even different episodes focused on other characters. I was just like, I just wanted to skip through it and get to season 4, which was out by the time I was rewatching season 3. And I was just, even with this great cast and these great writers, just the amount of material, I guess, that they had to produce, it wasn't making a great show. And seasons 1 and 2 were so good that the quality drop off in season 3 really bothered me, because I was like, oh god, and now they've only got 10 episodes for season 4, and it's just not gonna be good. It's not gonna be great. And so at the end of season 3, Chloe, who has not believed this entire time that Lucifer is actually the devil, has seen his devil face, and she doesn't know how to handle it. And the season also introduces Eve, who is, of Adam and Eve, who is effectively Lucifer's first girlfriend, who again is expertly cast. I was so ready to come in and hate Eve, because, obviously you want Lucifer and Chloe to come together, and Eve gets in the way, but like, Inbar, who is the actress playing Eve, is just so perfectly cast that even when you're annoyed that she's in the way, you just love her and love her character, and it's funny to watch all of the characters in the show go through that. But anyway, I just can't get over the casting in this show. But yeah, I was really scared about the quality. I was really scared about the storyline. Going from 22 episodes to 10, it's a really aggressive difference. It requires more careful planning. And the quality of season 3 had been so meh that I was just terrified. I shouldn't have been terrified. Given the constraints of 10 episodes, the writers behind Lucifer finally just cut through all the fluff that was dragging down, especially the 3rd season, but you can even see it in episodes in seasons 1 and 2. They cut through all the fluff, and every single episode packs such an emotional punch, and you're able to track the trajectories of all of these characters who are going through so much by this point. A lot of them have been really rocked by the end of season 3, where one of the characters was killed. A lawyer by the name of Charlotte, who was played by the amazing Tricia Helfer, who I love from Battlestar Galactica. And, it hits Dan really hard because they were romantically involved, and Ella, who is this bubbly, beautiful girl who really believes in God, who's, you know, kind of forgetting her faith and just deciding that clearly Charlotte's death means that there is no God. And so there's like a lot of really deep, impactful emotional issues, more than has been prior in the show. And you can track every single one of them through the episodes. You can track Lucifer's emotional state. I think that Lauren German, who plays Chloe, gets so much more to do in this season. Sometimes I find that because her main character development so far has been stunted by the fact that she doesn't or didn't know what Lucifer was, and she was kind of the only one left. It was all about kind of hiding that from her and kind of just watching her get like close to Lucifer and then rejected again. She finally going through this like process of realization. Like, the showrunners have said that this is really Chloe's and Lauren's season, and all of a sudden it just opened up so many acting possibilities for her. And because it's on Netflix, we got to see Tom Ellis's butt, which was pretty great. Like the first 5 minutes of episode 1. It's good time. Anyway, all of this is to say that while I do think that some shows suffer a lot from being cut down from, you know, the large number of episodes channel is able to order to the often 10 episodes that Netflix allows or often runs its seasons, like, the showrunners just knew what to do with this and how to do it, and it really makes me wonder how much better the other seasons of Lucifer could have been if they kind of had this, I don't even want to call it a constraint, because I feel like at this point 10 episodes is perfect and the 22 was bloated. There was too much to do, or too much time to spend, and because they had such an emotional story they wanted to tell, you know, sometimes I'm the kind of person who really feels sometimes that things aren't established enough. You'll hear me say that over and over and over again in my reviews of YA books, that like, oh my god, they just kind of fell in love, or they just kind of bleh. But it was so perfect. And because I know the kind of person that I am, I really wasn't expecting it. All of this is to say that if Netflix does not give us a season 5 of Lucifer, I may die. Again, not going to spoil season 4, but the way that it ends means that, like, we better get another season, because I don't know. I just need another season, okay? And, you know, especially in this moment where we're all talking kind of about Game of Thrones and how the constricted episodes really hurt the show. Like, this is this perfect example of the fact that, like, when you constrict down the number of episodes to a TV show, it doesn't have to destroy the character development. It doesn't have to, you know, destroy the show. It can actually make it better, and so much better, to the point where, like, the quality between season 3 and season 4 just, I mean, it's a really, really steep level up. So if you're interested in storytelling, if you're interested in this show at all, if you've been wondering about whether or not season 4 is worth it, I highly recommend it. I highly recommend the show to everyone. I recognize that it's not going to be for everybody given the subject matter, but what I will say is that it treats the subject matter with, yes, some tongue-in-cheek, but there's a lot of really great discussion in it about belief and faith and good versus evil, which I appreciate. So again, I completely respect if it's not for you. I kind of assume that if it isn't, you've stopped watching. And so, you know, to each their own, and we all are allowed to believe what we want to believe, but if you've been on the fence about it, please, I would say watch it, get those numbers up, tell Netflix it's amazing, and help us get a season 5, because clearly Netflix is not only the perfect home so that we can watch all 10 episodes at once, like I did in 2 days if you're me, but also the storytelling has really hit its stride, and there's no more fluff, and there's just deep emotion and humor and just great things coming out of this show. And I'm excited for what comes next. So yeah, that's my review and discussion or whatever. I mostly just wanted to talk about season 4 of Lucifer with someone, and my boyfriend doesn't care and my family doesn't watch it. So if you like Lucifer, I'm mostly just asking you to please talk to me about it, and you can do so in the comments. If you are gonna spoil stuff about season 4, I do ask that you give a nice warning, you know, put a lot of spaces in there so it hides behind a show more, whatever it is you need to do, but be respectful to people who came for the first part and then stopped watching. But I don't know, message me on Twitter. I don't care what it is. Someone talk to me about this show, especially if you have other feelings, if you think that there's something that I missed. Just someone talk to me about this show. Anyway, I'm gonna cut it off there. So thank you for watching. Obviously, this wasn't really a review. It was just me talking, but I hope that something I said sparks a conversation for you too. So thanks, guys. Bye.